So may I now request Rotarian Dr. Pallavi Maji of Rotary Club of Burdwan to read the four-way test, followed by object of Rotary.
Greetings from India. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendship? Fourth, will it beneficial to all concerned? Thank you very much.
Object of Rotary, please.
The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. Thank you very much.
Now I request the convener of this mega meeting, who has been working day and night and sleepless night for last 2 weeks or so, PP Ambassador Ozuem Esiri of Rotary E Club of Greater Nigeria District 9125 to give his welcome address.
Thank you so much, moderator, for this meeting. I'm really very happy to be in this meeting, and particularly at this time. I want to quickly give a very brief one. On behalf of the Rotary International Mega Meeting Platform, I'd like to welcome everybody to this international meeting. First of all, I'd like to welcome and also thank the Rotary International President, the district governors here present, district governors-elect, district governor nominee, Rotary Club President, Rotary International representative, fellow Rotarians and guests. It is an honor to welcome you to this truly gathering of Rotarians from all around the world. We are truly honored to have you as part of this historic mega meeting. This platform was formed during the COVID-19 era, and we've proudly hosted Rotary International mega meetings all around the world. We created this platform to network and give Rotarians the opportunity to engage and share experience, build friendship in business and in profession, wherever and wherever. Over the years, we've hosted the past Rotary International President, Chaka Mehta, Organak, Mark Melanie, Barry Rassi, and the late Jonathan Majagbe, may so rest in peace, Vice President Yinka Babalola, Rotary International Vice President Jorita Solari, Rotary International UN representative, district governors-elect, district governor nominee, among others. For the past few years, we've hosted over 16,000 Rotarians on our platform, connecting Rotarian friends from over 100 countries in different continents around the world. We can proudly stand side by side with all Rotarians to say we actually made a difference during all these years. We strongly believe that coming together will create hope in the world and in our various communities as we serve. Thank you once again for being part of this great meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, convener of the mega meeting, PP Ozuem Esiri. The clubs from around the world have joined hands for this meeting because we are the world. We are the children. We will make a better day, just you and me. This is the theme song of this mega meeting, which was originally written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie in 1985. It was reproduced by Peter Gomes of Kolkata, India in 2020, when the humanity was shattered by the pandemic, to create hope, positivity, love, and unity. So now I request the co-host, Rotarian Manavendurath of District 3262, Rotary Club of Bhubaneswar, Flamingo, to play the theme song.
There comes a time when we heat a certain cold,
when the world must come together as one.
There are people dying, oh, when it's time to lend a hand
to life, the greatest gift of all.
We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change.
We are all a part of God's great big family.
And the truth, you know, love is all we need.
We are the world. We are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. Is every choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. Whoa, send your heart so they know that someone cares. And our lives will be stronger and free.
We are the world. We are the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
There's no choice we're making. We're saving our own lives.
It's you, you make a better day, just you and me.
We are the world.
We are the world.
We are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice to making. We're saving our own lives.
It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. Come on now, let me hear you.
Yeah, just when you thought it was finished, there's so much misery. There's so much unfinished business, there's so much hate to see. Everything all around us, everything's meant to be. The only way you can make a difference is if you see. Let's come together in love, we are one family. Let's make a change today, let's rewrite history. You and me together, we can do what you see. It's time to heal the world, and this ain't no mystery.
We are the world. We are the children.
We are the one to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice you're making. We're saving our own lives. Till we make a better day, just for you and me.
Come on now, let me hear you.
We are the world. We are the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. It's true, make a better day, just you and me. Make a better day, just you and me. Make a better day, just you and me.
Thank you. Only you and me can make the better world. As we move on to our first guest speaker, a renowned Rotarian cum filmmaker whose philosophy perfectly matches that of Yoko Ono, that a dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is a reality. Now I request Charter President Melody Choi of RC, Wong Road, District 921 Kenya, to introduce our first speaker, Rotarian Arthur Kanegis of Rotary E Club of World Peace in District 5330 USA, who will speak on the topic, Transcend Border to Create Peace. Over to President Melody.
Thank you so much, our chair. This is Charter President Melody Choi from the Rotary Club of Nairobi Ngong Road, District 9212. I'd like to introduce our first guest speaker, Rotarian filmmaker Arthur Kanegis is a member of the Rotary E Club of World Peace USA, District 5000, and heads their Producers Picturing Peace Working Group. He speaks at Rotary clubs and conferences, including the Rotary World Peace Conference in the year 2020. His People-Powered Planet podcast has featured many prominent Rotarians, amongst them former RI President Sheikha Mehta, which during the podcast, former RI President Sheikha Mehta called author's film, This World is My Country, an amazing story. And he was absolutely bowled over and he loved it. Rotarian sponsored the broadcast of the film on PBS stations across the US, and the US actor Martin Sheen introduces it as a roadmap to a better future. Author began his film career as the nuclear war researcher for the 1983 ABC movie, The Day After, which had the largest audience of any made-for-TV movie ever. Over 100 million in the US and 200 million in Russia. President Ronald Reagan credits it with convincing him that nuclear war was unwinnable, leading him to negotiate and sign the arms litigation and arms limitation agreements. Rotarian Kanegis also produced the compelling TV documentary War Without Winners, filmed by Haskell Wexler, featuring the famous actor Paul Newman. He's the president of FutureWave, a non-profit organization dedicated to using the power of film to shift our culture of violence to a culture of peace. With this short introduction, ladies and gentlemen, Rotarians and guests, I now present you Rotarian Arthur for his deliberation. Thank you.
Just a minute. Before Rotarian Arthur speaks, let us welcome Rotary International President-elect Gordon McInally, who has just joined. Welcome you, sir.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, sir.
It's great to be with you.
Namaste from India.
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste, and welcome, welcome. We're so thrilled to be sharing this platform with you, Gordon McInally, and with all these amazing, wonderful Rotarians from around the world. And thank you, Melody, for that wonderful introduction. Well, I'd like you to think back to 1945, when a terrible war had just ravaged the planet, killing over 50 million people. A nation exterminated millions of its own people, and there was no outside law to stop them. A nuclear bomb, a brand new weapon, had destroyed an entire city, and then another city, and it threatened to destroy us all. What did Rotarians do? They transcended borders to create peace. They helped to invent the United Nations, where nations could throw words at each other instead of bombs. They dared to imagine a United Nations above the nations that divide us. And it was dedicated to ending the scourge of war. It guaranteed human rights and fundamental freedoms to all, regardless of race, of gender, of language, or religion. The world is in even deeper trouble than it was back in 1945. The very existence of life on Earth hangs in the balance, threatened by climate change, by pandemics out of control, by nuclear war that in just an instant could destroy all of us. It could happen right now, and our lives are hanging in balance. Now, the United Nations was a huge advance in its time. It was an incredible advance over the divided nations, but today, and its original founders expected that its institutions and its platforms would evolve as the world evolved, but instead it's remained stuck in some anachronistic structures like the UN Security Council veto and so on. And it's proven itself incapable of fulfilling its task. It has not ended the scourge of war. Wars still rage on. It has not been able to guarantee human rights around the world. And now it's time for Rotarians to think again about how we can transcend borders to create peace. You know, Rotary International President's founder, the founder of Rotary, Paul Harris, said, "The years ahead reserve for Rotary a most difficult and arduous task to heal the wounds of a war-ravaged world, to change enemies into friends, to replace armed struggle with goodwill and international peace. This is the superhuman task we must undertake," he said. And you know, he didn't shrink back from being political. To the contrary, he went on to say, "This is a task to which Rotary will labor with all its strength. In fact, we have no instruments other than our principles, nor our strength than our enthusiasm, but we are sure of victory because of the great faith that we all humanitarians have, that all Rotarians have in humanity." Well, under the leadership of Gordon McInally, I am confident that we will surge forward on this superhuman task. We're called to do that, folks, and we're going to surge forward in this superhuman task of truly creating peace. So I pledge to help President McInally in every way that I can, including offering my film, The World is My Country, the film that I directed with Melanie Bennett, to making it free to Rotarians everywhere. Before now, there's been a charge, but for now, for Rotarians, you're all going to be able to watch it free at theworldismycountry.com. Just click on the Rotarian button. Now, this is the true story of a song and dance man who rose above the nations that divide us. He leapt off the Broadway stage onto the world stage in 1948 as world citizen #1. It's a really inspiring and fun story, and it helps us inspire us to rise above the borders that divide us. And it inspires us primarily to see the world as it really is. You know, we look out, we see all these borders, but that's not real. We've looked at our planet from outer space. What we really have here is a precious blue marble of life in the emptiness of space. It's a miracle world that has evolved to staggering levels of complexity and diversity. So let's together, all of us, let's join together and envision a future in which we fulfill the dreams and hopes of humanity, a future in which we can barely remember why we ever threatened such a precious gift with extinction, a future in which we've transcended the borders that divide us and dwell together as citizens of a country called Earth. Thank you so much to all of you for being with us on this amazing adventure.
Thank you, Rotarian Arthur Kanegis, for your excellent deliberation on how to create peace. Our next guest speaker will speak on a very important topic, hope. Barack Obama speaks of hope in the face of difficulty, hope in the face of uncertainty, the audacity of hope in the end. That is God's greatest gift to us. A belief in things not seen, a belief that there are better days ahead. This is the beauty of hope. Now I request PP Fabrizio Capaccioli of RC Passport Innovation District 2110 Italy to introduce our second speaker, DGE Aida Ojeren of District 2440 Turkey. Over to PP Fabrizio.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank you, everyone. And I'm Fabrizio Capaccioli from Italy, District 2110, Sicily and Malta. Now I introduce one of our special guests, DGE Aida Ojeren, a member of Izmir Guandu Rotary Club, District 2440. Has been in the organization since 1994. She was a Rotary actor and team member in the GEC team USA and Canada in 1996, and a Polaris Plus Free Fellow since 2007. Aida has served as Secretary, Treasurer, and President in her own Rotary Club, as a public image committee chair, and as a trainer and moderator in several district international organizations, relays, and training seminars. She is a technical advisor catered for foundation in the field of community and economic development. She had conducted polio vaccination as a Rotaractor. She had joined many marathons to raise funds for the education of girls. She has been rewarded with a significant achievement award by Rotary International President John Germ. She graduated from Boğaziçi University in political science and international relations, and she had the second degree in brand management and financial, and had worked in a banker with the TEB for 22 years, and is volunteer trainer of Ministry of Family, Labor and Social Services in Turkey. Nowadays, she works as a financial advisor, trainer, and mentor. She speaks English and Turkish and French. She donated all the income from a book she authored for the girls' empowerment and education. Aida likes to play drums, sail, ski, read, write, and ride bike. At the moment, she aims to bracing her district with the UAE generation, encouraging women to take part and becoming an active role player in Rotary International. With this brief and small introduction, may I now present before you our guest speaker, District Governor Aida. Thank you very much. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Fabrizio, for this marvelous, great introduction of me. I'm a little bit shy. This is the first time that is introduced myself from someone else. Esteemed President-elect Gordon, dear past Director Shafak, dear District Governors, PDGs, DGEs, club leaders, and my distinguished guest of my beloved Rotary family. I stand before you today with great joy and gratitude to extend the warmest of welcomes. In this vibrant atmosphere, we find ourselves surrounded by Rotarians from diverse backgrounds, each with these unique stories, experiences, and expertise. Welcome each and every one of you to this extraordinary meeting. Welcome again. We have not arrived in this world by chance, but with a purpose. We are here to meet a need, to make a difference that transcends our... In this room, surrounded by this incredible gathering, we are reminded that our choices have led us here. We did choose to do the right thing for our communities and ourselves. We have chosen to be the agents of change. Doing good is a choice. Sharing goodness within ourselves is a choice. Being useful is a choice. We understand that happiness, optimism, and being useful are all choices within our grasp. We have embraced the idea of serving above ourselves, recognizing that true fulfillment lies in making a positive impact on the lives of others. Our thirst for a better world, we possess an unyielding hunger to illuminate the communities in which we live. Instead of merely accepting the challenges that burden us, we come together driven by a common desire to take action. It is our choices in life that have shaped us, and it is our choice to create hope for the world through the noble platform of Rotary. My hope resides in every Rotarian across the globe, and it rests on the dreams we hold dear. Together, let us transform these dreams into tangible goals, those goals into meaningful results, and those results into radiant smiles. Let us relish the joy that comes from turning the impossible into the possible. Together, let us raise our voices in the song of brightness, goodness, and beauty. Every day we live, every step we take, and every idea we conceive should be in service to life itself. While desperation may be hard to endure, It is hope that guides us through the darkest of times. Remember the stories of resilience and hope that have touched our souls last couple of months. The boy who cradled a fragile bird in his palm for 55 hours. The girl who pleaded for her cat's rescue before her own. The voiceless boy who prioritized saving his father first. And the child who could no longer hear his mother's voice. These tales remind us that even in the depths of despair, life finds a way to reciprocate the goodness we bring to the world in an extraordinary way. Hope, my friends, is our personal paradise. It resides within the depths of our hearts and souls, an incredibly powerful force that inspires, motivates, and drives change. It fuels our dreams and aspirations, granting us the strength to conquer even the most daunting challenges. So I ask you, have you found happiness in this world? Have you, through your existence, brought joy to someone else's life? It is during difficult times that strong individuals emerge, paving the way for a brighter future. We must believe in our capacity to effect change, to make a difference in the lives of those around us. Now is the time for us to become the wizards of hope, guiding those who draw strength from the stars, extending a helping hand to those who find hope in balloons, and becoming the light that ignites hope in the darkest of moments. Let us establish a throne in the hearts of all we encounter, creating lasting change first within ourselves and then within our communities. Together, we can be the architects of hope, building a foundation of optimism, compassion, and action. Never forget the cause that unites us, and let us roll up our sleeves to create education, to create hope for a greener environment, to create hope for a healthier generation, to create hope for a more peaceful society. Let's create hope in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for igniting us with such a message of hope. Thank you. Growth is never by chance. It is the result of forces working together, said James Penny. And it is true. We are growing for last 118 years and still growing as a team. Our next speaker, DGE Sagab Sani Ahmed of District 9125, Nigeria, will speak on Rotary history and membership. I request PPGM Najmul Hussain of Rotary Club of Greater Dhaka, District 3281, Bangladesh, to introduce DGE Sagab Sani Ahmed. Over to you, PP Najmul.
Thank you, Charter President Dr. Smita Sinha. Our next speaker is a successful professional and an academic person from the Galagansi Diso area of Jiwale Elga of Kano. Fellow Rotarians, I'm Rotarian Past President James Najmul Hussain from District 3281, Bangladesh, and I'm super excited to introduce the District Governor-elect Architect Sajab Sani Ahmed. He is a graduate of the prestigious Ahmedu Bello University, Zaria, from where he obtained his first and second degrees in architecture. Rotarian Sajab is a practicing architect who is registered with the Nigerian Institute of Architects as well as the Architect Registration Council of Nigeria. Architect Sajab has a good number of projects in his credit, which he designed and executed satisfactorily. Sajab is also an academic. He was at one time a staff of the Kano State Polytechnic, where he was the head of the architecture department. He then moved on to Kano University of Science and Technology, Udail. Now at Aliko Dangote University of Science and Technology, Udail, where he held various positions, among us which are Dean, Faculty of Environmental Science Director, Academic Planning Unit Director, Quality Assurance Unit, and a host of other positions. It is noteworthy to inform you that Sajab Sani Ahmed was the first orator at the university. Sajab Sani Ahmed joined the Rotary family over 25 years ago and is a member of Rotary Club of Bombay. He was a two-time president of the club. He was held a good number of positions both at the club and the district level. He was a past assistant governor, past lieutenant governor, past zonal coordinator, GSC team leader, and DG investiture committee chairman, etc. He has so many awards under his belt. He was at one time the national vice chairman of the Nigerian National Polio Plus Committee. He is married to Hajia Rahinuta Sajab, a certified medical laboratory scientist with Bayero University, Kano. Together, they have 4 children and 2 grandchildren. Architect Sajab is into farming and gardening and enjoy traveling and photography. With this brief introduction, fellow Rotarians, I hereby present you Sajab Sani Ahmed, the District Governor-elect for Rotary International District 9125 in Nigeria.
So I request Rotarian Dr. Anne Fresh of Rotary Club of Satellite Club of World Peace District 5000 US to recognize and propose the vote of thanks to the first 2 speakers.
Good morning and good evening to you all. I am Ann Frisch, living in Minnesota, United States. I'm one of the founders of the movement to move Rotary and Rotarians to provide leadership in dismantling nuclear weapons in the world. A world without nuclear weapons will assure us that whatever difficulties we must face, we will not perish in a nuclear Armageddon. A world without nuclear weapons will bring us hope in the world. And DG Ida and DG Sagab, in advance of your presentation, recognizing your thoughtful words and reflections and your expectations, turning the impossible into the possible. We need that. Rotarian filmmaker Arthur, you remind us that Paul Harris had great visions for Rotary. He did not worry about being political. Thank you for your words for us today. In the words of Paul Harris, the years ahead reserved for Rotary a most difficult and arduous task: to heal the wounds of a war-ravished world, to change enemies into friends, to replace armed struggle with goodwill and international peace. This is the superhuman task we must undertake. That was Paul Harris in 1940s. So we have President-elect Gordon McInally to help us have hope in the world and to take action to follow this vision of Paul Harris. So thank you, Rotarians Ida, Arthur, and in advance, DGE Sagab.
Thank you. Now comes the much awaited moment. The star of this mega meeting, who is determined to create hope in the world. Barack Obama had rightly said, and I quote, "Hope is not blind optimism. Hope is the belief that destiny will not be written for us, but by us, by the men and women who are not content to settle for the world as it is, who have the courage to remake the world as it should be," unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request PDG Ijoma Okoro of District 9141, Nigeria, to welcome Rotary International President-elect Gordon McInally. PDG, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Smita. And good afternoon, good morning, good evening, fellow Rotarians. I indeed feel very privileged and honored to welcome, I think he's the man of the moment, the most important in our midst. In another 16 days, we are going to have one of the finest gentlemen in the world, in the person of President-elect Gordon R. McInally, to lead our wonderful organization. Sitting in front of you is a distinguished gentleman, a very well-acclaimed professional. Indeed, he's a dentist by profession, But most importantly, I want to introduce him as a family-oriented person who has decided that in the next Rotary year, he's going to be creating hope in the world through Rotary activities. Permit me to quote him. Our president-elect Gordon said that no matter how long he lives, he will never be able to give back to Rotary what Rotary has given to him. Fellow Rotarians, are we not privileged to have a man who is going to be leading us to have such a wonderful mindset? What that means is that in the next Rotary year, we are going to have his all, his best, and that of his family. Those of us who are privileged to be in Melbourne will see that the first family to be are already ready, waiting to actually take the lead, to lead this organization to this greater height. Coincidentally, I do not think he's here today with his amiable spouse, who I'm privileged to call a friend either. Her sonorous voice, the last voice we heard in Melbourne, still resounds with me each time I try to take a nap. Fellow Rotarians, I want to welcome on your behalf our president-elect, Gordon McInally. Please, can you clap for him wherever you are? Wave, I'm sure he's seeing us. And in a very short while, you're going to get a glimpse of what his profile looks like. President-elect McInally, this is about the third time I'm meeting you this week. I can imagine how busy you've been. You were with us in yesterday at the Maji Agbo's when we are doing the tributes in Nigeria. And I know you are all over the world. I do not envy you at this time, but I'm so, so proud of you. And I'm so all of us in this house. Please welcome our best, our very best, McInally Gordon. Thank you, sir.
Now I request PP Kashim Yakubu, DES designate of Rotary Club of Bompai, District 9125, Kano, to introduce our chief speaker, Rotary International President-elect, Gordon McInally.
Thank you, Doctor, for this opportunity. I'm highly privileged and honored to introduce Rotary International President-elect. My name is Kashim Yakubu, a past president of the Rotary Club of Bompai and a district secretary designate. Rotarian Gordon studied at Royal High School and later at the University of Dundee, where he obtained a degree in dental surgery. Rotarian Gordon joined Rotary in 1984. He is a member of the Rotary Club of South Queensferry in Scotland. He served as president and vice president for Rotary International in Great Britain and Ireland. Variously served as an RI director and member of several RI committees. He's a patron of Hopes and Homes for Children, as well as a patron for Trade Aid and Initiative of the Rotary Club of Gratham Crest in England. Rotarian Gordon loves rugby. He loves good food and wine and stick dressing, a tradition in the part of Scotland where he resides. Rotarian Gordon is married to Heather. Both of them are Paul Harris Fellows, major donors, benefactors, and members of the Bequest Society. They are both parents of two lovely daughters and grandchildren. My fellow Rotarians, like I said, I'm highly honored to introduce our incoming Rotary International President. I am privileged and honored to present to you our Rotary International President-elect, Rotarian Gordon McInally. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you, Kashim and Past District Governor Pearl, for such a fulsome introduction. It is not often one is given two introductions at the same meeting. Good afternoon to you all from Scotland. But as we are coming together from many parts of the world, thanks to the wonders of virtual connectivity, good time zone to each and every one of you. At the outset, can I say how thrilled I am to have this opportunity to spend some time with you and to be able to thank each of you for your service to Rotary. By now, it is common knowledge that our theme, and I stress our theme, not my theme for next Rotary year, is create hope in the world. My brief today is to share a little of my vision, and in doing so, imagine a future creating hope in the world. So, if we are to create hope in the world going forward at every level, there are many things we must do, including, I believe, the creation of a more peaceful and a more loving world. Those of you who heard my address at the International Assembly in January, and also in Melbourne at the recent International Convention, will have heard me reference the importance of Rotary's role in peace building. And that is a major part of my vision for next year. And to be fair, it has always been so and will always remain a major part of my personal vision. And it is on that topic I would like to focus my remarks today. We are, as we have already been told, in a time of great turmoil in the world. Probably the greatest time of turmoil I have seen in my 39 years in Rotary. A time where Rotary's historic commitment to building and fostering peace is being challenged like never before. And that is why I'm convinced we need a renewed focus on peace within Rotary. Peace is the soil where hope takes root. And it's something that is at the forefront of my mind just now, and I am sure it is on your minds too. Like me, you must continue to be horrified by the terrible news coming out of Eastern Europe regarding the brutal war being waged by Russia on Ukraine and the ramifications of such an outrage. What has society become that sees frightened, defenseless children cowering in dark, dank corners of a Kyiv rugby station while the horrors of war play out above them? Just how broken is our world that a children's and maternity hospital can see bombs rain down on it from the sky with the loss of so many innocent lives, as we saw in Mariupol, and as we are seeing continue in cities across that proud and beautiful country. And then we saw pictures of bodies, dead bodies, with their hands tied behind their backs, cast aside like garbage at the side of the street in the city of Bucha. The word genocide has been used, and I don't believe that to be too strong a description of what we are witnessing at present in that proud and beautiful country. We live in a time of unprecedented technological advances, but sadly, we also live in a time of destruction and human suffering. And as we are seeing day after day, week after week, month after month, not only in Eastern Europe, but in many other parts of our world, peace is such a fragile construct. Rotary, with all its global reach, must help the world live together in peace and friendship and love if we're to leave a proper legacy for our children and our children's children. Humanity has grown up scientifically and technologically. Now we need to grow up even more by pointing the whole human race beyond the petty divisions of nepotism, race, and creed. Too many people in this world have experienced the atrocities of war and of terrorism. Thankfully, as members of Rotary, we are committed to working for peace. And never forget, peace is more, so much more than the absence of war or armed conflict. Peace is freedom. Peace is healthy children and adults. Peace is clean water and sufficient food. Peace is education, human rights, dignity, clothing, housing, and concern for mankind. but most of all, peace is love. The late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was quoted earlier in this meeting, once said, and I quote, "We must discover the power of love, the redemptive power of love. And when we discover that, we will be able to make of this old world a new world. For love is the way." And you know, love is the way. Actually, ultimately, love is the only way, because love can help and heal when nothing else can. Love can lift up and liberate when nothing else will. Love can lead and guide us along the way beyond our unenlightened self-interest and beyond our factions and divisions, because love can show us the way to be both human and humane. But let me offer a caveat at this stage. I want to make it clear that when I use the word love, I do so in a very specific sense. I'm not speaking of love in a sentimental or a sweet or a soft sense. I'm speaking of love in the sense of love as an unselfish love, a sacrificial love, a way of love that seeks the good and the welfare and the well-being of others, as well as oneself. The way of love spoken by Dr. King in the quote I just used is the way to human civilization and life, whereas the slaves of America's antebellum South used to say, "There will be plenty good room, plenty good room, plenty good room for all." Now, the obvious question, and the one you are probably asking right now as you sit there, is, could it work? Could it work not simply in theory, but could it work in the factories and on the assembly lines? Could it work in the corporate boardroom? Could it work in the councils of politics? Could it work in the world, the hard, rough, tough world? Well, it's not easy, but this way of love is the only thing that has ever worked for human progress and human civilization, and for the good and the welfare and the well-being of the entire human family. Consider the alternative. I happen to believe that the opposite of love is not hate, but is selfishness, self-centeredness. History has shown time and time again that selfishness and self-centeredness does not work. It has never worked, and it never will. Unselfish, sacrificial love is the only way that can work. And if you don't believe me, just stop, and to use a word we have heard a lot in Rotary over the last 12 months, imagine. Imagine a world where love is the way. Imagine homes and families where love is the way. Imagine neighborhoods and communities where love is the way. Imagine business and commerce where love is the way. Imagine governments and nations where love is the way. Where love is the way, then no child will go to bed hungry in this world ever again. Where love is the way, justice will flow like a mighty river. Where love is the way, poverty will become history. And where love is the way, there is room, plenty of room for everyone. Because where love is the way, where peace is the way, we actually treat each other like we are family. And what better aspirations could we as Rotarians have? What greater hope could we as Rotarians create in the world than a sense of family and love and peace? It's all about caring. We need to care for each other, because only by caring for each other can we begin to create hope in the world. Ultimately, though, all the elements of peace to which I have already referred come back to the individual. And unless we are at peace with ourselves, we will never see peace in our world. Although things have improved immeasurably over the past few years, the topic of mental health remains something of a taboo. And that is why we are making mental health a focus during 2023-24. I was staggered to learn that worldwide more than 800,000 people take their own life every year, more than 2,000 every day. Just think of that. In the course of this 90-minute meeting, more than 135 people will die from suicide. More than 135 families will be torn apart. Countless people will be left behind to spend a lifetime asking, why? What more could I have done to help? This is another pandemic, and we need to make inroads into it, and we need to start now. Rotary has played a massive part in navigating the world through and out of one pandemic. Well, I'm bold enough to dream that we can help navigate our way through the hidden pandemic that is mental health. But I cannot do it alone. It is an important task. It is a big ask. And I hope I can count on each and every one of you to join me in fulfilling my dream that Rotary can help in this space. We have so much to gain by helping each other address mental health and wellness more openly as we come out of the coronavirus pandemic that forced many to experience hardship and isolation. So many of us and the people we serve are experiencing lasting challenges to our emotional well-being that we cannot handle alone. As Rotary members, we have a unique ability to reach out to people who may have no other access to this kind of care. And then as an organisation built on friendship and service, we can help guide our fellow Rotary members in a trusting and a caring manner. All of us can serve our communities by engaging openly in discussions about mental health and wellness, and by establishing a solid foundation for preventive and interventional measures in our respective areas. I have already seen in my travels around the Rotary world that these conversations foster connection and safety between us. They can help build stronger interpersonal relationships while supporting the well-being of the communities we serve. So as President, I'm asking you to help Rotary make progress towards 3 critical goals. 1, to erase the stigma associated with discussions of emotional well-being. 2, to raise awareness of mental health needs. And 3, to improve access to mental health services. I'm not going to tell you how to achieve these goals. Rather, I'm going to invite you to think of ways you can make a difference through your service projects, in your clubs, and in your day-to-day interactions with fellow Rotary members and with your community. Throughout the year, I will be relying on the leadership of the Rotary Action Group on Mental Health Initiatives to help show you how you can do more, learn from each other, and begin to create a grassroots movement within Rotary to make mental health wellness a priority, not just next year, but into the future as well. And as of early next month, Rotary Showcase will offer a forum for you to share how your club's service projects are raising awareness about mental health and helping communities access needed services. Challenges around mental illness and emotional health affect us all. And research shows that performing acts of kindness is the single most effective way to improve your mood over the long term. Rotary is uniquely positioned to make a global impact on this effort. And I hope you will join me in showing this new level of care to each other and to ourselves. So, my friends, these are just some of my thoughts, my aspirations, my hopes, as we imagine a future creating hope in the world. In sharing them, I hope you will realize how closely they align with our vision statement, the guiding star that we should all follow. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in our selves. I'm conscious that time is always the great enemy on occasions like this, and I fear I may have used up all my time and more. In closing, I wish you well over the next 12 months. I sincerely hope to meet as many of you as possible during that time on a face-to-face basis and not simply on a computer screen. Hopefully, you will all be in Singapore next May for the RI convention, where we will be sharing hope with the world. Each and every one of you is a credit to the badge you wear, and I am proud, very proud, to belong to the same organization as you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for instilling the rays of hope and love in our heart, especially in this post-pandemic era. Mental health is really a concern for all of us. We will definitely do our part of the job to create hope, bring peace, and make our lives more livable. Next is the question answer session. We had received more than 900 questions by our participants. All are relevant, but due to the paucity of time, the organizer set up a committee to shortlist a select few basing on certain criteria. Now I request President nominee Rotarian Manabendurat of Rotary Club of Bhubaneswar Flamingo in District 3262, India, to take on the question answer session. Over to Rotarian Manabendu.
Yeah, Gordon, hi. You have your hand raised. Like to say something?
Yes, I'm sorry to have to raise my hand. I've been trying to message you, many of the organizers, for probably an hour now, to explain that my original invitation was from 3:30 to 4:45, and I do have another meeting to attend that starts at 4:45, which of course is this time. I can probably spare you 5 minutes, but I'm afraid, with apologies, no more. I didn't expect to be waiting.
Let's keep this short and sweet, okay?
Yeah, I've got 5 minutes.
Okay, so there are 5 or 6 questions for you. The first one is absolutely relevant. It's shared by Daniel Campbell, Rotary Club of St. Vincent. He asks, how does Rotary plan to embrace artificial intelligence, if at all?
Well, I think we live in an age where artificial intelligence is beginning to be very important. And I would think that over the years, as far as technology is concerned, Rotary has been quick to embrace technology. I'm sure we will be looking at artificial intelligence, and we will be weighing up the pros and the cons in that field, because although there are many cons in artificial intelligence, there is also a lot of pros, a lot of positives. But at the moment, it's very early stages, and so I couldn't give you any detail of where Rotary is involved in that field at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. This one's from Athanisaso Madisis from Rotary Club of Ovele Basis. What he does say is, when do you believe polio will end in the world? We are hearing 2026 with only 2 cases reported today. If so, what will be the next challenge for Rotary International and the Bill Gates Foundation?
Well, my sincere hope is that Rotary will be complete by 2026. We have been working so hard for so long on that field. The numbers are very encouraging. I'm a great believer in listening to the experts, and our expert colleagues in the World Health Organization and in the Center for Disease Control in the US are telling us that they hope 2023 will be the last year of wild polio virus infection, which would then see us enter a 3-year period, which would take us to 2026. But you know, I'm not so sure if it matters if it's 2026 or 2025 or 2027. The important thing at the moment is we must remain laser focused on eradicating polio. and we must continue to support that campaign to the very best of our ability. As far as what comes after polio, I genuinely believe that we shouldn't be devoting time and energy to thinking about that until we are close to ending it. And I think if we enter a 3-year certification period, then that is the period during which we should be thinking about what might come next. There are a great many other options, and I'm sure I see there are over 500 people on this call. I would imagine there will be more than 500 suggestions as to where we should be involved next. So I think that is the time to worry about what we do next, is once we've actually completed polio.
Okay, fair enough. That's reassuring. Here's one from Marja Ritterfield, Rotary Club of German. What issues will you work aside from end polio? Is it the environment problem and climate change? They also need to be addressed.
Well, I think both of these are very important things. In terms of my personal focus, you already know that my personal focus is in the field of mental health, a field that I've been working in for many years, and a field that I firmly believe Rotary has the potential to make a difference in that space. And I have to say, since that focus was announced, the response has been very, very positive from all around the Rotary world. We realise that many of the challenges facing our world today stem from poor well-being, stem from poor mental health. And so that is my personal focus, but I think it's very important that we remain focused on all the subjects you talk about. That's why we have 7 areas of focus, of which the environment is an important one. And I think we can make a difference in that particular space as well.
Yeah, I believe mental health is so pertinent to today's day and age. And here's one from Charles Luanga from Rotary Club of Kampala Central, Uganda. He asks, Rotary is doing so many good things. Why is it not getting a great growth in membership? Also, what are the plans to engage the youth? Well,
this would be a very appropriate question given the time with respect to give my final answer. And my answer to that question is, we are only going to attract more people to us if we tell more people about what we do. And I think among our most important people are our public image coordinators, because I think it is our public image coordinators who will help get the news of Rotary and the perception of Rotary out to the public. I think in general, people do not know enough about Rotary, and we need to make sure that that changes so that people will come and people will join us. I think the countries where we are most successful in membership, countries like the Philippines, countries like India, are the countries where Rotary has a high profile. And in those countries where we have a less successful membership at the moment is probably because we have a less high profile. So it's about raising the profile and showing people the good that Rotary will do. And I believe if we do that, people will want to become part of us. In terms of engaging younger members, it's very important that we do that to ensure we have a sustainable future. And I believe a lot of the flexibility that we are seeing these days with new styles of Rotary Club being formed to allow people to do Rotary in the manner that suits them. I've got a phrase I've been using, many of you will have heard it, that I want to see Rotary existing everywhere in a style to suit everyone who wants to be a part of us. In other words, they can be a member of a club that's a traditional Rotary club, but we should also have Rotary clubs that meet in a less traditional manner to allow people to engage with us and allow younger people to engage with us. So that would be my answer to that question. As I say, I'm sorry I don't have any longer to spend with you. I'm already being messaged by the people who I was due to join six minutes ago.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gordon.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
So this one's for DG Ida Ozeron from Turkey. The question has been asked from Cheryl Berry from the Rotary Club of Claycross, England. A philosophical one, rather. If you could change one thing in Rotary, what would it be? Ida?
Wow, that's a tough question. I don't think that I would change something because like 30 years, I am in the organization, and every year the Rotary changes itself, actually. It suits to the what's going on around the world, it just suits, it just have that, let's say, maybe with the Rotaractors, with the Rotarians, I would insist on more to be together. Because I'm an ex-Rotaractor, and I didn't admit like 2 years because of I'm a woman, because my host club wasn't having at that time having any women in their clubs. So it changed right now. They are now allowing women in their clubs. So this is another issue. But with the Rotarians, young professionals, I think we have to involve more of the young generations. This is crucial for the organization's sustainability and growth.
You see, the one question which we missed out from asking Gordon is something which Ramakrishna Kannan had asked from the Rotary Club of Midtown Mysore from India. Why do we still have clubs that do not accept women?
The second question was that. Right? Actually, I don't understand either, because we are together. We are family. I mean, why do you think that women can't enter into your organization or into your houses? For example, when you accept guests from another, you just accept both as a couple. So how do you, pushing out from that organization? I still can't understand it because, as I said, it is crucial for the organization's sustainability and growth. Rotary must embrace women and young generation all together. And they have to look for the flexibility.
Isn't that true for everything else on this planet? I said, isn't that true for everything else on this planet?
Yes. I mean, you can't push award someone else, like she's the human, he's the human. So why do we separate them?
So you plan to do anything about that?
Yes. Actually, in my district, there is only one left. That they are not still having women. But what I'm pushing for them is that the spouses are very, very, hardworking. And I'm going to make them another club only for the women with the spouses. This is my hope and dream, dear Rat.
So best of luck with the last one remaining. Let's hope you get done with it. Smita man, on to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So there is one question. This is from Anne Frisch, Dr. Anne Frisch from Rotary District 5000, Rotary Satellite Club of International Peace World. And the question is, do you have hope for a world free of nuclear weapon, and how might Rotary help to move that forward? This is for DGE Ida.
Actually, what we emphasize on the peace, so when you emphasize on peace, it means that you're against all weapons. So how do you vanish from the world? I mean, this is a government settling. I don't know actually how the organization, especially. Maybe you should ask this to Gordon and all the presidents, because as a district level, we just have the fight against and right and have some awareness of unweaponable thing. But as a big organization, I don't have any solution right now. I have to study on that. This is a very tough question as well.
It's not really that tough, Ida. You see, we are a social media-led world. We are no longer a governments-led planet today. So people are anyways connecting, and Rotary, the kind of platform it provides by connecting almost every country on this planet, I think that there's no better solution than a Rotary stepping up to ensure that it's a nuclear-free world. I mean, every Tom, Dick, and Harry knows that nuclear is going to be a disaster for everyone. Not just
everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
Yes.
But fighting against it something, I mean, fighting against it and raising awareness is something that we should do, of course, but you know, implementing something is another. It's like politics that we cannot be succeeded, because it's like how many years that all nuclear weapons are just they have them. They didn't destroy them.
Let's leave the implementing to the government. Let's leave the raising your voice to the Rotarians.
Rotarian Emery, has he joined?
Yes.
Rotarian Sawab, yeah.
So Sagap has went offline again.
Yeah, so please unmute him.
I'm unmuted now. Thank you very much. My name is Frances Jeffries, and I'm the convener of a group called Rotarians for a World Free of Nuclear Weapons. It's a working group within that are mostly Rotarians, occasional guests who provide other information and connections. I've put my email in the chat, and I'd be very happy to have you join us. We've met now for 4 years, often every other Saturday morning at GMT -4, 10:30 a.m. So it's the best time we can find for now. We more than welcome you. We also have had booths at the last 2 Rotary International conventions. And this year, the title of the booth was Nuclear Weapons Education. We want people to be informed, first of all, to understand the components of peace building and conflict prevention and resolution that are integral to decisions around this, and also to be able to share information in your clubs, community groups, other Rotary events, any place. Anne and I are both members of that, and Richard Denton was on this call, and maybe a few other members of the regular members of the group. Please, I'll put my information one more time, just so it's right fresh in the chat, but we'd certainly welcome you and move this forward. There is clearly a position that Rotary International will take. There are other things that Rotarians can do independently especially to inform themselves and to discuss this particular issue within the context of Rotary's framework. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now I request DJ and Mat Korur of Rotary Club of Cordon, District 244 of Turkey, to propose the vote of thanks to RIP Gordon McInally. And today is his birthday also. So happy birthday, DJ and Mat.
Thank you very much, everybody. Of course, it's sad that Gordon just left us, but we all thank him for accepting and coming to this International Rotary Club's mega meeting and explaining few notes about his term. And I think that in his speech that he mentioned about love that brings everybody together is a good point of view to all clubs, presidents, assistant governors, district governors that we can work on. And I am sure that mental health was really enlightened to all for the participants, what they can do, in which way they can help their societies. And we are really grateful to Gordon McInally for his great speech, for the kickstart for his term. And I do believe that being international president is a really big heart, needs a big heart and a courage for someone, even if they are dedicated to Rotary. And I do applaud and raise a hand for his speech, and on behalf of all the clubs attending today. And I'm really happy that I had the chance to hear from his sincere voice what he is planning. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I request PP Ambassador Ozuem Esiri to give to propose the vote of thanks to all the speakers and also announce about the sister club formation.
Thank you so much, moderator, for this meeting. I'm very happy to be part of this meeting as a convener. I want to give a special, sincere appreciation to all the guest speakers. They've been amazing and great presentation, right from the RI president-elect down to the very last speaker. My sincere and grateful heart to you for honoring our invitation, especially with your very tight schedule. Thank you so much once again. And I also want to congratulate the recent club who have signed their sister agreement. The two clubs, Rotary Club of Bandua Nusu Flamingo from District 3 to 6 to India, and Rotary Club of Dhaka, District 3281 Bangladesh. Congratulations to you. We're so happy and so proud of this sister-to-sister agreement. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone.
There's a little correction. It is Rotary Club of Bhubaneswar Flamingo from District 326 to India, and Rotary Club of Greater Dhaka, District 3281 of Bangladesh. So we have signed sister club MOU. Thank you. Now I request President Ojesu Vivian Okolo of Rotary Club of Asaba Government House, District 9141, Nigeria, to propose the expression of gratitude to district and the co-host clubs.
Can you hear me, please? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dear friends. Thank you very much, Dr. Smitha. I am Rotarian Ozuem Okolo, the President, Rotary Club Asaba Government House, District 9141, Nigeria. On behalf of the entire team, I would like to express our sincere admiration to the CTO district and co-host clubs for their outstanding efforts in ensuring that this extraordinary mega meeting becomes a reality. We appreciate your professionalism and your endless hours in the preparation of this meeting. Thank you very much.
Now I request Rotarian Arthur Kanegis of Rotary E Club of World Peace District 5330 USA to give the vote of thanks to the mega meeting convener, PP Ambassador Ozuem Esiri.
Thank you so much. I just want to hold on one moment. I'm going to put up a little, enlarge this video here. Here we go. View. Okay, I want to give a very, very special thanks to our incredible convener of the meeting, the co-founder of the Rotary Club online mega meetings, Ozuem Esiri. He is an amazing organizer. It's thanks to him that we are all here today in this incredible meeting. He's the charter president of the Rotary Club of Abuja the Ambassadors, club number D9125, and he is a United Nations Peace Ambassador. Thank you so much. We should all give a big hand of applause to Ozuem, who is the incredible organizer of the meeting. Thank you, thank you. And I also want to acknowledge the incredible core working group who helped make this all possible. The district governor, who we just heard from, Mert Kukor, the club president, Smita Sinha. I apologize if my pronunciations aren't quite right. And to Rotarian Manabendu Roth, to our past president Nazmul Hussain, to our past president Dr. Pahlavi Maji, past president Maithila Murali Dadan. You can see the names on the screen, so if I mispronounce it, you can catch it from there. And Melody Nicole and Valerie Iboja, Juan Guillermo Quintero, Alberto Palombo, and let's see, these are in the way here. And here we go. And finally to, okay, I've got anyway, one name is off the bottom of the screen there. I can't quite see it, but here, let's reduce this thing. There we go. Hi. Okay, and Christina Calaquinan. And thank you so much to all of you for pulling together this incredible meeting. My thank you gift to you, to all of you, and to our president is to make our movie, The World Is My Country, free for everybody. I'll put the link in the chat. And special thanks. That's a really wonderful meeting that you pulled together, an amazing opportunity to meet our incredible incoming Rotary International president. Thank you to all.
Thank you. Now, all the district governor-elect meet and greet. And I request DGE, Leonardo, Itau, and Co. to take the lead. So I request District 2440 team of the country Turkey to show their upcoming special district event and project.
Yaklaşık 800 kişi şu anda denizde yüzmeye başladılar. Normal şartlarda bu akıntıyla beraber yaklaşık 40 dakikalık bir süreyle karşıya geçerler ama zaman zaman bu 1,5 saati, 2 saati bile bulabiliyor. Büyük bir organizasyon. Yurt dışından gelenlerin büyük heyecanı var. Bu bizim için dostluk ve barış anlamı taşıyor.
Gördüğünüz 3-4 saatlik organizasyonun geçmişi 8-9 aylık bir çalışma. Birçok yerden alınan izinlerle. Hepinizin huzurunda kendisini tebrik ediyorum ve lütfen alkışlarınızı istiyorum.
Thank you. And now I request District 9125 team from Nigeria to show the first and last district investor District 9125 audiovisual presentation.
My dear Rotarians, the 2023-2024 District Governor investiture in Kano promises to expand your view. Come, my fellow Rotarians, and experience the glees, glamour, and colors of the cultural heritage of Kano. Sekunzo.
Kano, Tumbingiwa, the commercial hub of the north, the land of enchanting Durbas, the land of the Dala Hills and the Minjibir landscape, with captivating local and international architecture, is proud to host you.
The investiture ceremony of Sagab Sani Ahmed, the 2023-2024 District Governor of District 9125 Nigeria, is here. It is scheduled to take place on the 22nd day of July 2023. At the Amani Event Center by 10 a.m. See you there.
The event, they purposely package them for everybody, both for Rotarians, non-Rotarians, Rotaractors, Baby Raptors, Picky Raptors. Can't they wait for that? The registration and chickenly money, you don't reach anything at all. Once they hit the registration for screen, check here quickly, go register your own. Book your space now. May you not say I not tell you. Space, no day. We don't wait for anybody. Una welcome.
Welcome to Kano. Thank you. That was wonderful. And now I request Rotarian Rotarian Ozuem Onyebolise Esiri to show the impactful projects around the world. This is from District 9125, Rotary E Club of Greater Nigeria.
My president, the impactful project will go to the Instagram page. So on the next mega meeting, probably will have time to play those videos. We can move to the other item. Thank you, President.
So now I request Rotarian PP Juan Guillermo William Quintero of RCL Penon District 4370 Venezuela to give call for the presidential toast.
Actually, I'm here, Madam President. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, distinguished fellows of Rotary International, my name is Alberto Palombo, a home-based serving Rotarian, originally from Venezuela, and now associated with the Rotary Club of Brazil International in District 4530 Brazil, and currently serving until 2026 as the technical coordinator for the environment in the Rotary Foundation cadre of technical advisors. I was asked to propose a toast in the gathering to our dear President-elect Gordon and his lovely Heather. Unfortunately, they are not here to appreciate to enjoy our appreciation for being here. So let's toast. As we greet today, united by the spirit of service and fellowship that defines Rotary, it is my honor to propose a toast to our shared commitment to making a positive impact and create hope in the world. Let us honor our President-elect Gordon McInally and the remarkable leaders who have come before us and those who will follow us in our footsteps, meaning the Rotaractors and Interactors. Even though they are not in this meeting, they know they are the ones that are going to be the future leaders in Rotary and in the world. Each Rotarian who has taken up the mantle of leadership and has contributed to the rich tapestry of Rotary history, leaving a lasting impact on countless lives, like helping those affected by a tsunami in 2004, like President-elect McInally mentioned in his announcement of the theme, or assisting refugees from Ukraine, Syria, or Venezuela nowadays. It is our duty to carry their legacy forward and to continue building bridges of understanding and fostering goodwill among nations. So let us raise our glasses high, filled not only with the fine of the spirits, but also with hope, determination, and the belief that through Rotary, we can make a difference. And finally, let us toast to the bright future that lies ahead, and together, we possess the power to create lasting change, as Gordon said, to transform communities and to shape a better world for generations to come and creating hope in the world. So cheers to Rotary International, to our friends Gordon McInally and his lovely Heather, and to the indomitable spirit of service that unite us all in this meeting and many meetings to come. So Rotary.
Rotary, the world over. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I request DG Richard Denton of District 7010 USA to give the closing remarks.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Sinha. This has been a tremendous conference that everyone has put on today. We have discussed so many topics to solve the world's problems, and RI President-elect Gordon McInally has introduced us to hope, to imagine a world peace, to work to make hope an action that will create projects in the world that we Rotarians will do. Thank you.
Request Sergeant at Arms Rotarian Emre Kainat, District 2440 team of Turkey to give the attendance statistics.
Thank you, Dr. Smita. I would like to briefly give the statistics for today's event. We have Rotarians attending to our meeting from 71 different countries, 191 different districts, and we had throughout the meeting about 600 of attendance online at the same time, and as a total we have seen 660 attendance coming and going at different times of the meeting. So it was a very huge meeting. Thank you.
And now I request President Maria Paz Mejia, President of Rotary Club of Manila 101, District 3810 Philippines, to give the presidential thank you message and adjourn the meeting.
Before we adjourn this meeting, let me share something I have read about hope. If you only carry one thing throughout your entire life, let it be hope. Let it be hope that better things are always ahead. Let it be hope that you can get through even the toughest of times. Let it be hope that you are stronger than any challenge that comes your way. Because during these times, hope will be the very thing that carries you through. We would like to thank everyone, especially our speakers, and Rotary International President-elect Gordon McInally. It is an honor to have you all with us today. To all participants, we hope you found it informative and beneficial. We appreciate your participation and engagement throughout the session. If you have additional questions or comments, feel free to reach out to our moderators and speakers. This meeting is now ended. Peace, love, and hope to all. Have a great day, evening to everyone.